Hello. Hi, hello. It is another day. Yes. Hello, Sparks. Hello, Alex. Hello, Goblins. Hello, French Fry Lover. Nice to see you back. Hello, Sheemy. Hopefully your Friday's going good. And Sparks. Yep. Okay, I think we got everyone. Okay, so, um, again, it's Friday. So Fridays are always good days. So you may or may have not read the stream title. So, oh, thank you so much for following K0038, and I will make sure to check my posture. Thank you. Help, I've got kidnapped. I'm sorry, where'd you get kidnapped? Do you actually need help? Wait, do you actually need help? Are you okay? Um, K0038, are you actually okay? Like, you know, on the off chance that it's not a joke. I kidnapped him. Oh, okay. Okay, I think I can ascertain what's going on here. And also, hello, Seabisky. And I will make sure to check my posture. My posture is actually good. Quite good today. I'm in VC with him. Oh, I see. Very cool. So today, we should be finishing up or working on our artificial heartbeat. You're good. You're in good hands with Alex. Just trust the process. Yeah, trust the process. Alex knows what he's doing. So we should, keyword should, be able to finish this today. There's something that I was supposed to be doing while talking. Oh, yes. I had to clean out the hose because reasons. So I need to re-tighten it back down with some zip ties. So essentially, what you guys see here is going to be our artificial heart. The way that it's going to work is that it is reading our individual heartbeat with this little chip right here. Then we are processing it and then turning that into commands for the voltage for our pump to match our actual heartbeat. And I know Little Root Town does go hard, dude. I was just thinking about, is that the pancake water pump? That is the pancake water pump, and now you probably can guess why I had to take it off. There was an issue. But it's okay, it's fixed now, so we're good. So real quick, I'm just gonna resecure this. So we were at the point where we had the very basics parts of this working. But what we'll have to do today, which will be a bit interesting, is figuring out a system of equations or figuring out how we're actually going to be, what's the word? How we're best going to represent our data that we get in from our heartbeat sensor to our pump. And if you see in the top left corner, I also have an additional heart rate monitor strapped to my chest so we can see a more accurate version of my current heart rate. So my current heart rate is 100. Yeah, that's nominal. And I think that's accurate. Hold on. Yeah, that's accurate. So yeah, it's Friday. Oh, dude, today is a good day. Again, Friday is always a good day, but I don't know, this Friday goes particularly hard for me. I got myself a vanilla shake after work, which was great. I saved a bit of it for after stream, but just 2 more days till Monday. Sparks. Sag. Listen, not all of us can be retired. Okay. That shouldn't keep us in place. Okay. So again, the lion's share of today's stream, and you're back at McDonald's. I actually didn't eat McDonald's today. I know that's absolutely crazy, but I did not eat McDonald's today. And you're about to lay in a... Don't drown. Drowning is suboptimal in the current meta. I would not suggest it. Let's see. Are you sick? Are you feeling okay? Are you referring to me or Seabisky? It's okay, I got other fast food. And the day before I also didn't get McDonald's. Actually, maybe that is red flag behavior. Oh my gosh, 2 days in a row without McDonald's. That's actually red flag behavior for me. Though probably in a good way, not a bad way. To you, the lack of McDonald's is a red flag? Yeah, it honestly might be. So let's go ahead and review our code and see where we left off, okay? So again, just give me a momento. And I wonder if the withdrawal symptoms... Oh, no, don't worry. I'm hoping the withdrawal symptoms don't kick in anytime soon. Let me just double check this code before we do anything else. Yes, this is the correct code. Okay, so this is where we were at before. We did, in fact, have a working version of our heartbeat code. If you take a look at it, essentially what it does is it sets up a whole bunch of variables. It starts a serial communication line, and then it proceeds into checking if it exists. And then if not, or then if it does, it reads the values, and then it does math to determine your actual heart rate. So the thing that I am slightly concerned about is we have two parts of our code. So the two parts of our code are, firstly, the, what's the word? Is going to be running our sensor values. So as we are running those sensors, it's taking up processing time, it's taking up actual time, it's taking up time that we need to run our secondary part of our code. So our secondary part of our code, also wait, did you get the 300 follower goal by the... So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, yes, so we did hit 300 followers. I did have something planned for that. We will be getting some animated GIFs. I will post stuff later in the Discord, or we can do it later or right now, really, whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, I'll probably get some animated GIFs for us. So you guys can probably pick out a few that you like, and I'll probably get them. Nodders. Let's see. So they'll be added to both the Discord and the channel. Let's see, where else are we at? Okay, so we need to see the secondary part of code, which is a lot more simpler. The secondary part of the code is this guy right here. So this is, in simplest terms, what our heartbeat looks like right now. Put your main code here to run repeatedly. We don't need that. Setup code. Okay. So this is what our code looks like right now. So this is an individual heartbeat, or this would amount to an individual heartbeat. Okay. Hold on. We have to rechange this over. Okay, yeah. We're in a good place. All right. So, we do have our individual code here, which is just some GPIO driving, so we are just setting it to an output. Hey, Muke, how are you doing? Welcome back, Muke. Welcome back. Hopefully you're doing well today. Also, let's see. Where else does that leave us? Okay, so that leaves us, we are currently using delays to... Oh, hello, Meridian. Welcome in. We are currently using delays to act as the heartbeat. However, what if instead you can't hear you because it's loud, but hello from Disneyland? Why are you saying hello from Disneyland? Oh man, that's so cool. Oh yeah, you talked about that. Hopefully you have a lot of fun there. Hopefully you're not in line or something. Or if you are, you're enjoying it. I know the ambiance there is pretty cool. Though I've only gone a few times. They don't let me out of the ocean that often. Well, no, I've only gone once. We are currently using delays to act as a heartbeat. However, what if instead we used our actual heartbeat measurement? Actual heartbeat measurement as our, air quotes, delay function. Okay, so let me try to explain a bit on what we're seeing here. Okay, so what's going on is that we have two things competing for resources, and we need to be actively pulling both or actively using both in order to make the system work. So what the general plan is, or first shot plan, is that we are going to have to set up our heartbeat monitor. So our heartbeat monitor, again, is this guy right here. And we're going to set up our heartbeat monitor in such a way that we need to record the amount of time that it takes for an individual cycle to go through the entire loop. And if we're able to get that information, what that will let us do is then we can apply it as our delay function. So if it takes 100 milliseconds, if we need to delay for a certain amount of time, you just multiply it by that, and then you would call it that many times. This is slightly suboptimal, but I think it'll go well. And also, hello, Talarine. Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, that's a bow heart. Hello, Talarine. Welcome in. Welcome in. So yes, so that's where we're at. So essentially what we need to do is take those two pieces of code that we have and mash them together and get a functional unit. So let's go ahead and start working towards that. So a fair place to start is going to be in our heartbeat code. Because our heartbeat code is it is significantly more complicated. So what I'm thinking here is we don't need no maidens. We won't need the serial prints. First, we're going to prune down the function as much as possible. We don't want like extra things that can take too much time here. The only thing that I want to be printing right now is just a message that said went through loop. So we can get a rough timing estimate. And we don't have to get like a super accurate timing measurement, but if we can figure out, oh hey, it takes roughly this long. And then what we are going to do is for and I equals 0. Something really weird happened to me. An acquaintance randomly proposed to me. Like a serious proposal? Okay. Funny story. Back in college, several hundred years ago, I regularly proposed to people, like, daily. I don't know why, but I totally did. I don't know. By like the end of the year, or by the end of like my undergraduate, I think I had like, oh geez, like 17 wives and some number of husbands. It was ridiculous. Obviously not real, but you know. Let's go ahead and I less than 100 and get this guy in position. And also, yeah, that would be so confusing. That would be horrible for me to be on the receiving end. I'd be so confused. Oh no, you get used to it. Right. Not just you, Alex. Yeah, I think anyone would be at least slightly off kilter. So let me explain what we're doing here. Okay. So, stepping quickly back, we're again trying to find how long it takes us to go through this. So what I am doing right now is we're going to do 1,000 different samples and then divide the time to figure out roughly how much time it takes to run all of this code. So let's do that. And then what we'll have to do is a print line, or probably just a print statement should be fine. Apologies. Give me 25 seconds. Don't actually need 25 seconds. But we need a serial dot print line, and then what we are going to print out over here. Oh gosh. I forgot to ask, is the music too loud or too soft? If it is, please let me know and I will adjust it. I completely forgot about that. That totally slipped my mind today. Yes. So again, we're then going to just print finished a pass. And then if you see it down here, you can see a log of the time that we are getting out. And we'll be able to subtract the difference between messages to figure out roughly how long it takes us to get 1,000 samples. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and build that and see if it builds. We did edit some stuff around, so it's possible that it didn't. We have a few compilation warnings here. We don't care about compilation warnings, and it looks like it did load. Okay. Okay. So in response... Oh, and then we'll also do beats average. Well, we'll also print out our beats average, because why not? I think that'll work. It should. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that loaded onto our chip and see what happens. I am gonna need to reprogram it. So this should allow us a lot more fidelity into finding out, like, how much space everything's taking up, or how much processing, like, overhead things are gonna take up, and hopefully allow us to parse it out for our system. So the hope here is... Oh, I will make sure to hydrate. Thank you so much, Meridian. Ah. Okay. Okie dokie. And my posture is good. Thank you for the check. If anything, you should definitely throw that posture check whenever I am soldering. Whenever I am soldering, my posture is absolutely atrocious. Alright, so we're just going to reprogram this guy real quick. So currently it's on our switching code that is running our water pumps, but we're going to swap it back over. And what we're interested in here is, again, it's flashing into memory right now, but we want to check our serial monitor once it is up to see what we're getting. So give me just a moment. Actually, one moment. Let me grab something while we're doing this. Okie dokie. So, taking a look, we immediately get an error. Not wonderful. And, hold on, let me take a look at your message, Alex. I'd never be able to do that. It would be kind of funny in a traumatize them back kind of way, depending on the situation, yeah. So, let's go ahead and see why we aren't getting an output. So, we see that the sensor's not currently powered, so it's likely that, because we had to shift some stuff around. So, let's go ahead and verify that everything is still plugged in. Yes. Yes, 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 and we don't need this part. Let me just undo this wire. Okay. So, because we need a very specific voltage to run our... I think the reason why we're running into some issues, you need to take care of your posture or you end up like a shrimp. I was supposed to put a shrimp emoji here, but it's not displaying correctly. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. So, real quick, I am going to set our benchtop power supply to 5 volts. So give me just a moment. We're sitting at 8 volts. Gosh, I don't know why this thing is... This thing does not like going down in voltage. Okay. And we just place and... place. Okay, and let's go ahead and reset the system as well. So you'll see that we have our little sensor on now, which is good. This is what we want. So if we go ahead and swap back, if we swap back to our application, you'll see that it's entering the actual code. Okay, and now we'll wait for the time between measurements. Because I wasn't like clearly on it, our values are probably going to be a bit off. But let's go ahead and see what happens. So again, we're waiting for the next set of pulse. And again, we want to do this wall. We're connected to it. So we see a 98, which is... Yeah, that's accurate. 98 is actually very accurate, because our current heart rate is 96. And then we just want to grab a few more samples. I'm not sure if I'm resetting down the variable, so we might have to do that. We shall see in a second if my heart rate's 190. So yeah. Okay, so it is resetting back down. And then we just want to average out these times once we get a few more samples. We'll probably go for 5, 6 samples. But yeah. Does anyone have any exciting weekend plans? Because I know myself, I do have quite a few, or not quite a few plans, but I do have plans. I'm gonna get to play video games, which I always love playing. Besides that, I don't really have much planned, but that's definitely the way I like to keep my weekends. Okay. So again, we're getting a pretty good, consistent heart rate out of this guy, if I'm actually making contact correctly. If you see, you have to hold it in a certain way and put your finger against it. And then you should get a value out. And ideally, it should be close to 94. It is still a bit off, but we shall figure that out with time. Okay, so with this information in tow, again, I want to just 1 or 2 more samples, and we are just going to compile that data. So we'll do 2 more samples, and then after we get our 2 samples, we'll average the times, and that will be our approximation rate. Okay, 73, that's closer. And let's see what the next one is. It looks to be about 20 to 30 seconds between samplings, though it definitely appears to vary quite a bit, which is slightly concerning. Especially because we're doing 1,000 samples, so you would think that we would get a slightly better or slightly more reasonable numbers, because it should already be averaged fairly well. Okay, so we're waiting for 1 more sample. Our 1 more sample comes in whenever it feels like it. And any moment now. Now I'm wondering if it's actually on. It is on. I'm not sure why this one's taking an inordinate amount of time, but it totally is. Hopefully the code didn't crash. We are still powered. Interesting. Hold on. Okay, so we had a code crash, but we can compile this information together to get our rough times. So we're just going to subtract the differences here, and I'm just going to very quickly do some rough math. Okay, it seems like it did get disconnected from our line communication. Okay, so our first time is 39 to that, 39 to 03, so that's 24 seconds, 24.3, 24.348 seconds. Next is a difference of 27 point, oh wait, no, it's 26.9-ish seconds. We don't need like perfect values. The next one is 20 seconds. 20 seconds. The one after that is 20 seconds. The one after that is 27 seconds. Okay. So we could do like some fancy math here and generate a test statistic and see like how accurate these numbers are, or how like essentially how many more samples you would need to do, but I don't believe that's necessary in this case. So what I am going to do is just sum them, then divide it by our total number of samples, which is 5 in this case. So 3, 4, 8 plus 26.9 plus 20 plus 20 plus 27 divided by 5. Alright, so we're looking at a mean time of 23.64 seconds, or that is 1,000 samples. Alright, so that is 1,000 samples. Hello, Seika. How are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Hopefully you're doing okay. Okay, so we have our mean time, and then we need to divide this guy by 1,000. So we get an actual time of 0.0236 seconds per measurement. Okay. Doing alright. How's everyone? I think everyone's doing pretty well, you know, it's a Friday. Fridays are always good. I'm just gonna turn off the benchtop power supply real quick. So, given the fact that we know how long it takes, now we know that it takes approximately, we will round here and say it takes about 25 milliseconds. Yeah, that's correct. Milliseconds per call of function. Okay, so now that we know that we can essentially call this function, so if we set this as a function and we go outside of it and we go looking, we should see that it takes approximately 25 milliseconds for it to come back with a variable or a value. So that's what we're gonna do real quick. So now that we have this information in hand, we can kind of smash our two pieces of code together. So let's go ahead and swap back over. 24B. Alright. So again, we have our simpler code over here. And now we know that our delay function, or our delay, is approximately I'm just blinking. Our delay is approximately 25 milliseconds. I'm debating if we need to call something. No, we don't. Alright, so I'm going to start porting over the code from one side to the other. So let's go ahead and do that. So one thing that we do have to do is we have to make sure that all of our pound defines and our variable declarations are good. Something that's very important here in this case is that we are going to have our beats per minute outside of the main function, or outside the loop function, so it keeps track of what it is seeing, and then should just be able to do quite a bit of good here. Alright, so we still want to make sure that this guy is set to an output. We want to set everything else up, and instead, in our looping function, what we're going to do is make a new function. And don't tell Linted that we're doing proper programming. Don't tell Linted, don't tell Yuki. Tell neither of them that we are doing proper programming, because that's illegal. And we'll get in trouble with the cops. The content cops. Anyways, so we will just make a void. We never do proper, exactly. Void delay heart. And we don't need an argument. We don't need an argument here, and this function is meant to act as a delay and update function for our heart rate. This allows us to still do something productive with our time instead of just delaying. Okay. So then what we are going to do is just port over basically the entire looping function. So give me a second. We'll want the entire looping function. That's easy, right? Easy peasy. Okay. Just making sure that we have the proper scoping. So this is our function. It should be fine. Yeah, I was just double checking our scoping. So this is what runs a singular sample of our values, or our heart rate, to get the rough numbers. And then this should allow us, if we call it every 25 milliseconds, to update it as we go. Okay. So instead of these digital writes here, what we can do is 500 milliseconds, and then 500 milliseconds is that we can instead call our function 20 times, because 20 times, oh my gosh, why am I blinking? 20 times 25 is 500. So yeah. Let's just set this guy to 0, I less than 20, I less than or equal to 20, I plus plus. And then we just need to call the delay height. And then I need to double check. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head if we make a void function if you need to put a return value. I know it's proper programming to do so, but I do not know off the top of my head if it is required. 1 second, I'm just consulting the oracles, aka the other code that we have written. It seems both ways. It seems like it's fine. That we can ignore it, but we will still do the proper thing and just put a return. Okay. Okay, so we just want to call delay heart, and that should, once we make this a 20, this should delay us for 500 milliseconds, and then we want the other part to delay for 500 milliseconds. So right now, we don't really have a good way of showing, like, oh, hey, this is working or this is not working. So, first we're gonna build this in. Good morning. No, Linted. Oh no, wait, did someone tell on me? Hello, Linted. Good morning. Good morning, Linted. Nothing's gone wrong. Absolutely nothing has gone wrong here. 0 things have gone wrong. 0 things have gone wrong. Serial dot print. Yeah. This gives me so much confidence in the first part of the stream. Exactly. And if you are just joining in like Linted, what we are trying to currently work on is a artificial heart based on our own heartbeat. So what we have is our sensor over here that is measuring our heart rate. We also have a chest sensor that is looking over. I'm back after having been bullied by Bo. I'm sorry. That's okay. You can... I'll go beat up Bo for you. Like, I don't even know Bo, but I'll beat them up in World of Warcraft. But I'm sure it's all in jest. Anyways, so we have the heart rate here, a heart rate attached to our chest monitor, and we are essentially trying to make a heart out of this water pump, so it will pump liquid or blood whenever we are going... Oh, yeah, so whenever we get it in and out, we just want it at the right rate, right? So what we are working on is code to make that happen. So in order to make that happen, we have 2 parts of code. One that is reading our sensors, and the other that is responsible for that is responsible for reading, or not for reading, for putting out our control code to our pump. And what we just want to do right now is make sure that our delay functionality is good, so 20 times 25 milliseconds, where the function delay heart takes about 25 milliseconds to call. Just need a quick comment there, and a quick comment there. Okay, excellent. And then we just want to like put some pings in between these guys so we're able to see. We'll put a ping and then we'll put a pong. And that will allow us to see how accurate it is once we have it implemented and it's like running. So let's go ahead and see that. I can't spell cereal. I don't see any huge problems with this code, so it should run without much issue. Okay, so it did compile. Alright, so let's go ahead and upload this guy and see what happens. So ideally here, what we should see is that whenever we give our values, or whenever we are looking at our code, we should go ahead and see that every 500 milliseconds approximately, we're getting a message out in our serial monitor. So yeah, reprogram. We're gonna open our serial monitor, and we're gonna turn on our power. So give it just a moment. All right. Okay. Hold on. I have to move the serial monitor onto our guy over here. Okay. So, if you see our messages, we're getting ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, and what we are doing is getting our approximate distance between our two sets of measurements. So if you can see, it's running anywhere from... It's not, like, super accurate. So these should be half a second apart. Hi, I'm doing well. I think everyone else is too. Alright. Let's get this guy. Just got back to my room. I have to go down to my truck. Forgot my charger. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hopefully you got good McDonald's, though. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so something else that's happening. We are getting some freezing after a certain amount of time, which is disconcerting. Let's go ahead and see if that happens again. If it happens again, Stuffy Sneeze. Hello, Stuffy Sneeze. Welcome in. Hopefully you are doing well. And howdy. Oh! Little LA Codebot thingy. Or LA Minibot. Hello there. Hopefully you're doing good. Welcome in, Stuffy Sneeze. I like your name. We are running into some fun code issues. Yippee. Okay. So it's saying we're running into a power issue. Oh, thank you so much for following Stuffy Sneeze. I really appreciate it. Another code bug. Oh, code bugs are pog. Code bugs are pog. Ellie is pog. Very pog out of pog. Interesting. So we are... I was liking yesterday and really enjoyed it. Oh! That's unironically so great to hear. That's such a genuine compliment. Thank you so much. Okay. So we are getting that serial monitor issue still. I'm going to re-upload the code and see what's going on. Honestly, right now, I have no idea what's going wrong. It shouldn't have just failed randomly. I'm guessing that something's essentially... Something's not getting reset properly. I don't know what's not getting reset properly, though, but I imagine something in this function is messy and not cleaning itself up. connection looks fine. I'm sorry, what is rate size? Rate size is our wrap variable. That is definitely suspicious. Though, I don't think it should be failing like this. Okay, let's take a look at the circuitry. I'm gonna make this slightly smaller. Let's get this guy on the side. So we can see that it has power, right? So the things that come to mind if it does have power is that our line communication's bad. So to check our line communication, which is on, we're gonna have to check our line communication. So let me just close out this guy. Okay, so if we take a quick look, if we take a quick look here, you'll see that the line communication here is on our 2 middle pins. So we should go check to make sure that those 2 middle pins are still connected to our microcontroller. So let's double check that. And they should be connected here and here, which they are. That does call a few things into question. Let's see, what else could it be? Let's go ahead and power cycle it one more time. So our wires are definitely plugged in. I don't believe there's a short on our solder joints. They're looking fine. Interesting. Okay. Where does that leave us? Are they corrected that way? SDL and SDA are connected to the right pins? I am 97.3% sure, but let's go ahead and verify. So, we'd verify that by just whipping open this guy. And you'll see that we are looking for our clock line and our data line. Those are our top right. Question for those should know, should I buy a rechargeable 9-volt for my multimeter, or does that cause any... I mean, your multimeter doesn't go through a lot of batteries. I have yet to replace mine, and I've been streaming for like 6 months. I don't think you need rechargeable for that one. So what we see over here is, if we look in our top right, we have our clock line and our data line. And we can go ahead and cross-verify that our clock line is indeed on the clock line. So it's on the second pin here, so green. So, let me move this slightly down so we can see. Okay, so our green pin, which is clock. Oh, man, this thing is... There we go. Okay, so our clock line is green, and it is indeed connected to our, once it decides to focus, our second one, which is our clock line, so that's correct. And then our blue line over here, which is connected to our data line, is connected correctly as well. It's interesting. What am I concerned about? It could be not getting a sufficient amount of power, even though the LEDs are on. So, while the LED or the little sensor does appear on, it could be that we are over or under voltaging it. So let's go ahead and double check, make sure our line connections are good. So that would just be connecting our power, and both of our power things are plugged in, and then our connection is also, our connection to our bench top's also plugged in. So we'll make sure that our voltage is good. So it was on 5.3 volts, which honestly shouldn't have caused an issue, but if you check at our code, when we take a look over here, you'll see that it did cause an issue. So that was the reason. So our reason was that apparently this guy could not run 0.3 volts over. That's extremely uncommon. Usually parts have a plus or minus 10%. And usually only really high-end parts have more. Okay. So we are looking good. We'll just let this guy run to make sure that we're still getting our pings and our pongs. The problem that we were dealing with originally, 0.3 over 5. So 5 volts is the supply voltage for this guy, for our sensor. For our sensor, it's supposed to be 5 volts. 5 volts, and it was at 5.3. So anyways, we do see it swapping back and forth. That is good. It appears to be about 0.4. In 6 months, I've had to replace the battery 13 times. That sounds like you have a bad multimeter. Because even if you let it power itself off, you should have not had to change it that many times. Okay, so looking at our pings and our pongs, I'm not sure if you guys are able to make it. Yeah, I've never once replaced a multimeter battery. Yeah, I did it maybe twice in years of using. Ones in different locations. So I don't know about that. It's probably a bad meter itself. So yes, so our pings are looking pretty good. Not super consistent, but I'm not seeing anything over 600 milliseconds, and we're not seeing anything particularly under 400 milliseconds. OFF. Off doesn't stand for official position. JK, that's weird that you had to swap that often. Yeah. The cheap ones I work with didn't turn themselves off, so if you didn't, it killed the battery overnight. Oh, okay, so maybe that's it. Okay. So anyways, our code is good. Our delay function is successful. We know that it's currently running approximately 25 milliseconds. If we were to sum these values, the differentials of the values, I believe it will be about 0.50, with some variation, but we're good. So what this will allow us to actually do, let's go ahead and turn this guy off. Now, hold on, I'm feeling some higher energy. Want higher energy. Okay, let's see. Okay. So now that we are looking at our code we're able to make a proper delay function that also updates our registers, or also updates our data at the same time. We can now move on to the finding the system of equations that will make our heartbeat good. So yeah. So something you may notice immediately is that we don't exactly have a good connector. Oh, thank you so much. Hello, SizeGum. SiGum. But welcome in, SizeGum. Hopefully you're doing well. Apologies, I cannot read. Reading is a difficult thing. Let's go ahead and get this guy connected, though. Okay. So we probably just need to get our 9-volt battery up and going. So what I'm going to do is make sure this is off before we do anything else. And we need to get all of our devices connected. Okay. So we do have our controlled device over here. So this is what is Kolisaya. Okay. Tell me, Saya, what do you do for fun? Let's go ahead and get this guy on and off. Okay. Well, there's no one more blind than the one who refused to see it. Oh, sorry. Backstory on that. Had a pilot complain that his radio didn't work in an official position. The radio had 3 positions. One of them was off. Oh, thank you so much for following, Saya. I really appreciate it. assumed it was abbreviation. Ooh, that's awkward. The more awkward part is that you had a pilot complain about that. I play games. Nice. Nice. I also play games from time to time, though not on stream yet because I am far too nervous to do that. So instead, we make random inventions. Let's make sure our ground is good. I need to complete the circuit, make sure ground is good. Okay. I was hoping we didn't have to do soldering today, but we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to do probably a small amount of soldering today. Man, I didn't want to do soldering. Okay, let's see. Let's get this guy in place. And what games do you play? I think you played Destiny 2, right? What do you mean soldering is fun? Soldering is stressful. Okay, yeah, no, those aren't gonna work. Okay, so I am gonna have to go ahead and solder them. What would an Oriana stream be without soldering? It would be me without having to worry about solder fumes. That's what it would be. Honestly, if I'm just doing that, I might as well just combine them. Ooh, no, that will permanently mate it. Ah, that will be fine. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get that in place. Soldering can't be worse than vaping or smoking. Yeah, but I've never smoked or vaped. However, comma. Sorry if the fan is loud. However, comma. I kind of do want to see Ori weld at some point, just so you have a point of comparison. I'm not sure if I'd be the greatest at welding. Okay. But I could give it the college try. Hold on, let's go ahead and get this guy unplugged. Okay. So the reason why I'm having to do this soldering, and I need to turn on my station before I forget about it. The reason why I need to do this soldering is because this connector right here is not going to go cleanly into the power relay, unfortunately. I've had some bad experiences with these, so yeah. Not. That's okay. Linted has plenty of experience with that. Have you tried Goblin Cleanup? Oh, no, I've heard of it, though. I saw a... Are we gonna just... I'm sorry, let me read that. Are we going to tin them for the clamp? We're just going to tin them for the clamp? I'm confused what you mean by that. Let's get this guy in planes. Also, I'm supposed to, like... Solder fumes smell so good, though. No, it doesn't. It makes... I get, like, a headache every time. So I need black wire. Let's go ahead and get a black wire prepped. And we just want a small wire. We don't want anything big. Let's go ahead and strip this guy down. It's 18 gauge solid copper core. Your model is very cute. Thank you so much. Let's see if I can show you a better look real quick. Oh, thank you so much for following Fi the Neutrophil. Oh, wait, is it like Neutrophil like the immune cell Neutrophil? Or is your name just happenstance? But, here's the model. Here's the model. It's looking pretty good, you know? You know, we have some options. Have you changed the background music? Yes. Let me know if the background music is, but yeah. This is a model. We have wings, we have little water wings, we have cogs, we have gears. Of course, we have options, so we can toggle our glasses, we can think, toggle our wings off, we can toggle a lot of things, but we don't need to see that part. So yeah. Oh, you got it. Oh, okay, cool. Where does that? I see. Well, I have too many of you, apparently. And Okay, Belzia. Oh, okay. I don't know what that means, but Pog. Okay. So anyways, we have our little tiny wire that we're going to solder on. Our soldering iron should already be up on the proper heat. So, if we... we're just going to slightly wrap these. I don't need them, like, completely wrapped together. I just need it so they're staying together so I can apply a solder. Okay. Welcome. Oh, Soul! Hey! Welcome in, Soul. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do some soldering. Okay. So we have our little solder wick. We do have our fume extractor on. And then I am just going to apply a very tiny, tiny layer of solder. Well, that is way too much solder, but this will serve the purposes. Okay. Very cool to see this kind of YouTuber content. Oh, Pog. Okay, that's a very bad joint, but that will work. Yeah, it's a very bad joint, but that will work. Let me just patch it up really quick. And yeah. Zoom out just a little bit. So for those of you who did just come in, we are currently working on making an artificial heart that beats based on our current heartbeat. We are making pretty good time. There's a small chance we might be able to do a small side tangent today, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna wrap this guy up and then... oops, sorry. Get some scissors. Alright. Excellent. And I need to turn... oh. There we go. Oh, was that... I may have turned that down too much. Oh my gosh, it's such... sorry, it's always a fine line to find, like, what's too loud and what's not too loud. And... alright. So we got it connected. We need to get our other set of wires connected. So we are going to have to make a red one real quick. We'll have to strip this guy down. So I am just going to go ahead and reduce this guy. It appears to be close to 18 to 20 gauge, so that's what we'll try first, 18 gauge. Always trying the wider gauge first. The music volume is fine. Oh, okay. Oh, unfortunately I did strip off the metal, so that was two. So if I stripped off the metal, that means that I needed a wider gauge. Ooh, interesting. But 16 is too wide. Okay, so we may have to use a wire cutter. Let me see if I can get it cut first, and then just try to pull it off. So I'm just gonna do this, wrap it around, and see if we can pull it out. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Let's... there you go. And Sparks is a very, very, very good solderer. So their advice is always both wanted and golden. So nice. Oh yes, so Phi the Neutrophil. How did you come up with your name? Are you into biology? And let's get this guy connected. Let's get this guy connected. I'm just an old guy with too much experience? No, you don't have too much experience. There's no such thing as too much experience. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and solder and get this guy attached as well. So I'm going to take my tip, make sure that it is still tinned. It is still tinned. And we are just going to get that nice right in front of the fume extractor so I do not get sick from the fumes. And get this guy attached. Okay, that looks good. Alrighty. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so we got our connection for our little battery connector. It's not great, but this will do. Let's go ahead and wrap that guy up, and then we can proceed. And again, we are going to have to separate out our voltage. We might not use this in the final system, but we are going to use this in testing. Okay, so I can go ahead and turn off the soldering fume. Let's go ahead and see if my soldering station, being poorly wired, is going to bite us in the butt today. And also, I should zoom out slightly and go down slightly. Okay, there we go. So, if the music goes off, it's poorly wired. Did not? Okay. Alrighty, excellent. So no issue on that part. Let us go ahead and get the battery connected. Okay, so battery connection is going to be pretty easy. Do you have the iron plugged into the wall? I have it plugged into a surge protector. Am I not supposed to have it plugged into a surge protector? I guess I should cut it. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get this guy reconvened and back on. Alright, so we have our ground, and then we need our power for our device, which is going to go to our relay here. And then we need to screw that back in. Okay. Alright. Let's just verify that everything's okay. You can, it's fine to just pulls a good chunk of power on startup. Yeah, but it's odd that it's not on startup, but on whenever you turn off the power, that it tends to have the issues. Okay, so this guy should be powered. This is what's known as power relay, if you guys don't happen to know it. Essentially how it works is that you feed it a supply voltage on these two pins. So you have the yellow, which is the positive power, you have the orange, which is the ground, and then you have a signal that turns it on or off on the green here. And then we have our controlled device over here and the voltage source that it's pulling from. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we get stuff on. So in theory, this amalgamation right now should cause our heart rate monitor, should cause our pump to work as it was before, where it was pumping a very tiny amount of water, or a essentially alternating every 500 milliseconds. So we are going to need water, and we are going to be careful that we have enough water. So give me just a sec. Oh, also, because we can. Hold on, where is it? Where is it? Oh, come on. Where is it? Oh, no. I have it somewhere. Ah, there it is. Okay. Okay. Because we can. I think it's okay. It's not actual blood. That should mix up itself, I hope. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we have it over and turn this guy on. So our system should work. It should pump a small amount of water over every 500 milliseconds is what we are currently expecting to see here. So if we power this guy on, you'll see the switch over here. We'll turn on our heart rate monitor. And then we should hopefully have this guy get turned on as well in just a moment, whenever it feels like it. So, noticing we aren't getting much input. Not feeling much input there. Okay, let's go ahead and figure out why that's happening. Okay. First, let's go ahead and double check. Let's double check our voltage on our battery. Make sure it's fine. Okay. So, we'll just check the battery voltage. It does need to be very close to 12, or basically a brand new battery. Or, this is technically a 9-volt battery, but they usually slightly overcharge them. Okay, yeah, no, they're good. Okay, so it's not a battery or a power issue. We're still seeing a ping and a pong. So what I'm seeing here is this guy's not... Oh, get this out of the way. So what we're seeing is this guy's not swapping over now. So we should be seeing our pin out over here say, hey, I'm supposed to be actuating. So what we need to do is check our code. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. First, we'll need this because I suspect that that is the issue. It's not the issue. Interesting. Okay, we'll see. So taking a look, we are still getting our pings and our pongs. We are turning it high and we are turning it low. And then this is a very easy solution because I can read and reading is hard. We no longer need our pings and our pongs, however. Our delays were in the incorrect location. That's what the issue was. So essentially, as soon as we get it compiling and flashed over, let's go ahead and reflash. It was commanding at high for a very low period of time, and it effectively wasn't turning it on at all. I believe. Don't 100% quote me on that. That may or may not be the issue, though I highly suspect that that will be the issue. So yeah, it is reflashing over. Alright, and now, what we should see... Okay, it's going to struggle a bit. But you'll see it's pulsing over a small amount of it. So our delay function is working. It is able to send back and forth our code, back and forth our air quotes blood. And now what we need to do is find a system of equations that is going to make this guy actually a heartbeat, or very similar to a heartbeat. So essentially, we're going to have to figure out what delays and what things work for us versus what doesn't. Dang. This kind of looks like, this kind of looks like Cherry Sprite, if you've ever had Cherry Sprite. It looks very much like Cherry Sprite. Anyways. So, what that involves. The main crux of our issue, and we do have a small issue here that we're going to have to figure out a way around, is that essentially, and I did actually take a small note on this. Like I wrote a little thing in notes, which is, you know, interesting. Anyways, so what we are looking at is that we are going to have to somehow figure out how to both make this guy send over the right amount of water or send over the right amount of blood. And essentially, whenever your part is going at like 100 BPM, so if you look in the top left, it's currently close to 100 BPM, right? So we want that to send over more energy or more water versus if you are only at a rate of like 60. And we also want to make the periodicity roughly equivalent. Let's go ahead and get that guy over. Small siphon effect. It's okay. We don't talk about the siphon. We don't talk about Bruno. That should be fine. Okay. Excellent. Okay. I did also think about adding like blood pressure into this, but I feel like that's slightly out of scope for the experiment. Okay. So, let us proceed. now what we have here, we will need to be able to see what our heart rate is going to be. So again, we have our heart rate sensor here, and what we need to do is take those values and effectively play with our with how long we're doing certain things or certain actions. So one thing that I did notice is first we kind of need to reduce these down from 20. I'm gonna see if we can get away with 10. So essentially we want 10. Okay. So the reason for this is we want to reduce the periodicity or how often this is happening. And have it be that it is able to... We need to see essentially how fast it's able to restore itself. So if we just go ahead and do this and upload our code, let's go ahead and see what will happen. And I can go ahead and swap that back over. Or swap that guy back over to this side. Okay. Should be fine. You know, it should be fine. TM. Oh, that was way too much. That was way, way, way too much. Oh well. That's okay. Anyways. So, once it resets over, and we get our initial heartbeat, we should see something. Give me a moment. Power cycle. Turn this guy back on. It is complaining it's unable to see something. Also, real quick, I'm gonna get this guy out of the loop because it is confusing just to have extra parts in the loop for no reason. Ooh. We have issues. Give me a moment. I didn't oopsie. Ground is still fine. 3 volts is fine. Okay. Okay, so we are somehow running into an issue that says we're not getting enough power on this guy. So what I want to do with that is make sure we're not shorting anywhere. Check all of our connections. And then... it needs 5 volts to run. It's getting 5 volts to run. Our line connection could be bad. It's very unlikely our line connection is bad, but we could check our line connection. Again, green, blue is the order they're supposed to be, so that is correct. I am just going to reprogram and see what happens. The thing that's interesting... Oh, maybe I don't have good connection. Okay, so let me just make sure that we are connected. Okay. Right now, ground. And then we need a system ground. So we don't have floating. Okay. No floating ground. Okay. So there we go. So it was a floating ground issue. But if you see we double it up right now, that it's basically able to restore itself but not go much further. So none's really coming over. So what we're going to do at this point is we know that basically this is the floor. Or this is pretty close to the floor. I wouldn't expect... maybe a bit more water. Give me a moment. Okay. I really hope that doesn't overflow. There's a good chance that overflows. Anyways, if it does, it does. So be it. So what we're essentially seeing is that this guy is not able to cross over quite yet. It's close, but it's not all the way. Which is what we want it to be. So what I'm thinking is whenever we do a heartbeat, I want this guy to be able to go farther. So, returning back to our code, what I'm thinking is instead of delay 10 here, so this turns it high. So if we turn this guy to 1,000,000,000, for example, so if I just like max this guy out, let's also, let me just make sure this is big enough so you guys can see. So if I just turn this guy to 1,000,000, right? Or 1,000,000,000, whatever this number is, it will just constantly have this guy on high. Or actually, no, it's not that one, it's this one. Affects the high rate, but okay. Anyways, so this leaves us in a situation where we would have it high or running all the time. So what I am thinking that we can do, or perhaps thinking, is that instead of what we see here, so if we take a quick look, so you can see it swapping over every few seconds. Oh. Oh, it's siphoned. Interesting. Hold on, one moment. Let's go ahead and get you back over there. Hold on, I just have to get the water back over real quick. So essentially what we need to do is whenever I say, hey, we see a heartbeat, we're going to add onto our thing to make this guy run slightly, very slightly longer, and maybe make the delay shorter as well. Don't think I can do much more. Okay, yeah, no, not much more is going to happen. Okay, so with that said, let's return to our code and figure out how to do this. So we do have our values, which are beat average. So beat average is our heartbeat. So what I am proposing here, or what I'm thinking of, is that we take this guy, so beat average, and then we essentially make an equation that says beat average times the floor of, floor just means round down, floor. So we get the floor value, and we say that, hey, beat average times some modifier, so this is a modifier, would increase the amount of eyes that you get, so you get 10. So let's go ahead and run through the math for this. So I max would be this. Okay. So essentially every time through, it would take a look and say, hey, I'm supposed to be running this long. And then it's taking a look at beats average, and then based on that, it's adding to it. So that should add additional time for each and every beat that we have. That's 25 milliseconds per, so it's roughly 25 milliseconds per loop through. Is loop through the right word for it? Loop through. So 25 seconds through the loop through. 25 seconds per loop through, and then that would essentially increase the on time very slightly, and then what we want to do is likely also do something that keeps the rate also low. Okay. So this would be the equation for our slow part of heart. And then it would be consequently the same where I would be equal to have to figure out the number here. I would be equal to 10 minus floor beat average times 0.05. So that would go negative at 120. So let's go ahead and say, oh, let's turn this guy off, sorry. So that would go negative at 120, or be 0 when that is 120. So I'm thinking that we bump it down to 0.33. Okay. And that should keep our periodicity... Actually, ooh, no. We can make slight modifications here. Okay, hold on. We're multi-tracking. So it's just enough to bring it over. We want it just enough to bring it over. But I want to slow this guy down as much as possible. Okay. 0, 7. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Okay, so this should also slow it down, and then this should speed it up, so it should be looking at our heart rate and saying, hey, this is what I'm seeing. And yeah. Let's give that a try. So instead of 10 here, it will be 10 minus floor. The average times. That will make your heart rate appear faster. Yes, that is correct. That's what we want. And it's that. Okay. So there we go. So these are the equations that I think we're going to end up using. So I equals 10 minus the floor of of our actual heartbeat. And then we need to do the same over here, except the inverse. And right now, our system does have a maximum operation of... Honestly, it'll still work, but it will just not work correctly. It has a maximum operation of 120 beats per minute. But that's okay. I don't think we've gone above that the whole stream. So let's go ahead and take a look. So the code compiled, let's push it over and see what happens. And again, there's a chance this doesn't work off the flippity-flip. Again, I don't pre-plan any of this stuff. It's just like, you know, we're just like hackathoning with extra steps, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and see what happens though. So it is reprogramming it right now. It's looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to our screen so we're able to see. So we do have our heart rate. And once it resets over, give it a second. Oh, and then we need to place... Okay, so actually, yeah, we'll keep it like this. Okay, so our average is pulling just down just a bit too much. Okay. Okay, so if I put my hand on it... Oh. Did I mess up the equation? Suspicious. It do be struggling. It's struggling to process our heartbeat. Come on. I know you can do it, little guy. Come on. Okay, so it's struggle busing a bit. Let's go ahead and transfer it back. One moment. Okay. So I wasn't expecting necessarily to get an equation working out of the first one. But you know, it would have been nice. Okay. Okay, so we are having issues. So let's go back to our code and see what's going on. How many people volunteered to donate blood for this project? Only one. Also, this is an actual blood. This is food coloring. For anyone who is just joining in, this is 100% food coloring. We are good. Let us get it. Okay. Let's make... First, let's try getting this inequality. Bingo. Thank you so much for following. I really appreciate it. That is a very, very OG and very cool name. Welcome in. I hope you have a good time here. Okay. So our code did compile. Let's go ahead and push it over and see if having our equations be equivalent. will solve our issue. I don't think it will, but it may. So if this guy were 0, it would be 10, 10, and even. Yes. Okay. Are you making all this for demonstration purposes for a lecture you work with? I just do this for fun. 100% for fun. We just do this for fun. So give me a moment. I'm curious as to what my background is. Oh, yes. So I am I have a degree in biomedical engineering, and I work or do stuff as a embedded software engineer, though I am okay with hardware. So yeah, that's generally my background in a nutshell. Oh, we're still getting issues. What's the solution? Hold on. This heartbeat chip is terrible, by the way. I never want to use this heartbeat chip again. I never want to use heartbeat monitor for anything again. So I'm seeing on our voltage meter over here, which you guys can't see, that's just off screen, that I'm not pulling any amperage. So that's the first maybe hint. The second hint is that I am not seeing our switch swap over. So it could be one of those two things. It's likely one of those two things. I am going to just give a quick... Ah, yeah, our reference ground is off. That's what it is. No, no. Were we using an analog to digital converter? Oh, thank you so much for following, Online Spirit. I really appreciate it. Welcome in. I hope you have a good time here. We're working on an artificial heart right now. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and power cycle this guy and see what we get. So, power cycle. Still saying check wiring and power. A moment. Go ahead and make sure our power's all the way in. Hello. Still having issues. Okay. So if we take a look at our software app, we're still having issues with it not finding. Given the fact that it has an LED... Hold on. I'm just gonna power cycle this guy. Ah! Hold on. Ow. I only ever so slightly burned myself. Dang. Okay, so we had a short. We, without a doubt, had a short there. Okay, so what happened, essentially, because I can't, like... Obviously, you guys can't feel the heat. But this guy heated up really hard, and we got... It pulled over, like, an absurd amount of voltage, so... Or, an absurd amount of amperage. So hopefully we didn't break the part. There's a possibility we did. But for some reason, we got a short when we were not expecting a short. So why? It's a question that I have. So power's good. I didn't get our wires crossed. We're still plugged into ground. We are connected to ground on this guy. This guy's also connected to ground, so our system should be sharing the same common ground. I am just gonna very quickly make sure these are plugged in. Let's see, when I turn on the power supply, I am getting an amperage of way too high. Okay, so we're still getting way too high of an amperage. Why? What conclusion does that lead me to? Obviously, this guy's getting shorted. It should not be getting shorted, but it somehow is. Okay, that leads me to double check our ground connection. Ground connection's good. Positive's good. Ground's there is good. This guy's ground is good. Just double check. Ground over here. And a ground over here. Cap's fine. Honestly, I do not see the issue with the system right now. That is problematic. One more time, let me check. Okay, we're still pulling. I mean, this device may be broken now. Unfortunate. Did I swap ground and power? No. I was thinking the body one. I'm sorry. I was thinking body. All the blood is in the system is pulse. Maybe the startup should wander for 3 to 5 seconds to get the water in the tube and pulse. Yes, that is the general idea, though. It is slightly struggle bussy. The damage may be done to the chip already, but I still have no idea why it's shorted. It shouldn't have just shorted out of nowhere. Nothing changed. Okay. Ayo just joined and you broke the stream? Yeah, we always break the stream here. That is our specialty. Hold on, one more time. Okay. Sure that you're touching, you're not touching. Can't learn if you don't break things. Exactly, Brink. Exactly. That is a great take. And also, hello, Online Spirit. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's get this guy. On the other note, can't I be gone without breaking anything? Yeah, no. Okay, still way too high. Battery's fine. That guy's fine. So why? We're pulling an entire amp, and I have no idea why. What could be the reason? Okay. Firstly, this guy's plugged in correctly. Secondly, this guy's plugged in. Okay, both those two are good. Hold on. If we throw out our... No. Okay. Okay, so it's not a matter of reference ground. I'd start by disconnecting things to troubleshoot, but honestly not sure what could have happened. Let's just say it got very hot very, very, very quickly. Polarity could have swapped. It crashed, 100% broken now. Possible. It could have shorted. Or something. One more time. Okay, it's still pulling an entire amp. That does not make sense. Let's double check. We haven't changed the code. Let us re-upload code. And make sure that it's not our digital logic doing something. Actually, there's an easy way to check if our digital logic is at fault. No, it's just being shorted by our own stupidity. Okay, that makes it easier. Okay, so it's not a matter of us coding it wrong. It's a matter of something in our system is shorting itself. If you just give it voltage and ground, does it still short? No. What happens is if we give this guy voltage right now, it will run an entire amp through this part right here and get very, very hot. Remove the sensor, just power it and see if... Yeah, we can try that. Let's go ahead and give that a try. No. That probably indicates the component. That usually indicates the component is dead. There's a very high probability that our component's gonzoed. Man. VN. Okay, so you should be positive. We don't need the decoupling. Just reduce all complexity. Reduce the complexity, reduce the complexity, reduce the complexity. Try again. No. Alright, it's likely a dead part. What's the quickest way to test if it's a dead part? Well, if I got another part and we tested that part, that would be the easiest way, right? I think it is. So, I guess we do a quick check. Quick check to another component. By the way, in the middle of the night, I decided to see what you're interesting. I recently started what you're doing. I decided to see what you're doing, so interestingly. I recently started studying the ESP. Oh, nice! So I was able to connect to the Wi-Fi network MQTT server, but I don't use Arduino. Oh, nice. If you know the standard internal resistance of the part, you could ohm it out. And this project also struggling on gravity on the left side, not the right side. Oh, yes. That part's unfortunately comes with the territory of not having a closed system. Okay. I could solder another... I guess we have to solder a new sensor, right? Because this is not a closed system, yeah. Unfortunate. Give me a moment. Let's disconnect power. Let's disconnect our little prongs. We are going to have to do some lightning fast soldering. Okay. Hold on to both ends so they don't fly off into Narnia. Cool. And I'm gonna seat these guys. I like the fish head. I'm sorry, fish head? Okay. Is it just me, or is Twitch going incredibly wrong today? I don't think it's going incredibly wrong. And thank you so much for following, Hexaleo. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good time here. So we are going to have to do some soldering. So what I'm going to do is we need our clamps. Going to have to return on our station. Wait for that to heat up. That will take like 15 seconds, but we will also need our clamps. Our helping hands. The fish you snipped, the name of the last project that flew off into Narnia. Oh, yeah. That happens. Things fly off into Narnia. Okay. Need to put this guy on. Okay. So I want this as through as possible. So I'm gonna like hold it in place and then clamp it down. Not clamp. There we go. Okay. So we're going to solder those two guys in place and hopefully that will be good enough. That should hold it. Honestly, it most certainly will hold it. Okay. Let's hope we don't get sick. Alright. Up. Wop. 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 Okay. Let's give this guy a college try. Do people still say college try? Kuleg? Allie? Sparks, close your eyes. Avert your eyes. Not for that reason. Different reason. Okay. That should hold it in place for now. And then let's go ahead and solder the rest of it. Okay. What is that? Okay, and we're just soldering on the header pins right now. We're having to replace a component. I wasn't expecting us to unfortunately lose a component this late in the series. But stupid as a stupid does. So we will deal with our mistakes. Oh my gosh, I need to clean the soldering iron one moment. It's not stupid if it works, that's true. I see you come from the same school of thought as I do. No, 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 no. 1 second. Dang it, I melted all the flux. Thermal paste. One second. Safety is third. Safety's unironically third. Okay, yeah, the only thing I can think of is... So, I have this solder blob on here that is misbehaving and being a bad guy. Honestly, I'm not sure what we can do here. Hopefully that will take it off. We'll see. Some fresh solder. Please come off. Not. Aha. There we go. Science. Alright, solder paste work. Bailed out by solder paste. Okay. We need to make sure the developer is killed if the process is delayed. If the developer is killed... Nah. That's when they hire additional devs. You just bring in a second dev team. Okay, there you go. You have solder paste? What do you mean? I always have. Again, I likely have everything that's needed. It just has to be called out that we need it. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at our joints real quick and make sure that they're okay. Okay, let's see. Not the greatest. That could have saved you so much hassle and trouble, yeah. But you can see the solders there. They're in place. It's not great. Those aren't great. But, they're good enough. And then I have to get the other set because I wasn't reading correctly. Yippee. Man, I am sad now. Next time, dip the ends in the solder paste and solder them. Cox, hello. How are you doing, Cox? Welcome in. Are you doing well? And noted, I will do that next time. By next time, right now. Eh? Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you only doing that? Tell me, what's up? If you don't mind me asking. And telling Twitch chat. Massate, massate, massate. Oh, need to be a bit closer to our... Okay. It all started when I was born. Oh, I see. I see. My condolences. And thank you so much for following Xenotime VT. Are you also a VTuber? Is a question I have. That's a bad joint. Bad joint's gonna bad joint though. Okay, so those two should hold it in place so we can get the other two in place. And there we go. Oh, do you two know each other? Yeah, welcome in. Hope you're having a good time. Xenotime VT. Pog. Let's go ahead and get this. See if we can zoom in. Whoop, whoop. So we have to get these two over here, so these two. Okay. Not the greatest, but those penguins will also do, or should do. Yeah, they're covering the pad. I think we're fine. Oh, dude, what was I gonna say? I got the chance to use a very nice microscope a few days ago, and it was quite the experience. I got to see, like, close-up stuff. And yeah, I know microscope close-up stuff, but hold on. So I think that's okay. That should keep it in place. Not the best work I've ever done, but good enough. You could see microscopic things? Yeah, I could see stuff on the scale of like singular microns, which was very useful. It's very interesting to see stuff down at that type of scale. And it's always weird to like see stuff that you've read about in actual practical application. Okay. Ground Barney the dinosaur. Yep. I've been debating on getting a soldering microscope. And rip and piece our component. Honestly, by inspection, I'm not able to see what's wrong. Zoom back out. Let's go ahead and plug this guy back in and see if we get an instant failure. If we do, we'll need to do an adjustment, and I need to be very quick on the draw here. So give me a moment. If you guys hear a pop or see some smoke, know that I have failed. Purple, the Barney, the dinosaur. Okay. Let's go ahead and chest. No. Okay. So it was a broken part. Good. Good. So it was a broken component. Alright, cool. That we can move forward. I have an AM scope. I'm sorry, what does AM stand for? Let us get this guy on track. We got this, guys. We're close. I'm feeling it. I mean, we're already able to read the pulse. It's just a matter of tuning it, right? Alright. So do that. Turn this guy on. Don't short it. Don't short it. Please work. Please turn on. Please turn on. Hello? Little guy? Double check. That's good. I've done board level repairs at work, so it's fun. I want one for home use. Yeah, the problem is that they can cost you an arm and a leg. Dad, these guys don't seem to like you. No, it's not dead yet. It is not dead yet. I refuse to believe that we have killed a second one. That is impossible. What is more likely is that our code needs some slight adjustment. So, I am just reloading it back on there. It may have gotten an incomplete image before, and we will go ahead and take a look at the serial monitor as well once it is up. You guys can't see it, but once the serial monitor is up and good, should also allow us some additional stuff. Okay. Power cycle it, I guess. Double check. Are we calling array so outliers don't cause weird averages? I am not 100% sure off the top of my head, Hexleo. Hexio. Nice name. Not 100% sure off the top of my head if we are calling the array. Oh, no, we are calling the array. We're good. Also, we just get zeros. So what I'm noticing here is that this guy's, like, not blinking at all. Or it is blinking, it's just blinking very slowly. So I am going to switch to our test code. Or switch back to our... I believe our test code. Give me a moment. So, in order to swap back to our test code, I need to get this off my desk. Off the desk. And I will make sure to hydrate. Thank you. Wait, is that hydrate or check posture? Posture check. I will not check. I will check my posture. Okay. And hydrate. Okay. Both. Pog. Okay. So, let's go ahead and test with our code and see if we're still getting anything. So I need to make a new sketch real quick. Give me a quick moment to just bring everything up. Take care. Never. Never. Impossible. Improbable. Okay. So here's the code. We are going to upload it, test it, and see if it works. It should. And I honestly don't know what our current issue is. Because things were working fine and then everything broke. This is why integrating systems is difficult. Okay. So, if we check our... Hold on. Let me just check that we have our serial monitor on. Okay. There we go. Serial monitor's on. Still not getting anything. So sing, check our wiring and power. I know it's pulling the right amount of power though, because we're getting a very... Yeah, we're getting the LED to blink occasionally. We could try directly hooking it up. Let's try that. If it blows up, oh well. I don't think that's gonna cause any difference though. Oh. Alright. Let us see. Let us see what there is to see. Ground, and power. And then we need to swap back to our code. We hope that doesn't immediately short itself. Hopefully it doesn't. Fios comidos. It did not. Okay. And then we power cycle it. Okay, that's looking better. Let's check. Still, okay. Okay, so we're still running it into issues. It could be our communication lines are bad. It could be our connections are not good. Let's go ahead and power this guy off and take a look. Yep. Very simple issue, guys. Give me 20 seconds. It's what's known as a skill issue in the business. Okay, that should work. It's not burning. Gosh, why am I so afraid? They're connected. So this is what should be turning it on, and it should be working. What? What? Man, I hate sensors. I love sensors. Don't take that personally, sensors. Let's see. It's about all I have. I know, right? So I don't see the LED coming on if we power cycle. Let's give that a check. Power cycle, I don't see anything. And then let's go ahead and switch back to the normal setup. Maybe the pins aren't properly connected. I don't think that's the issue. There's ways of checking that, though. Okay. Put this guy up. This guy up. And let's go ahead and send it. Please? Please work? Nope. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. We changed literally nothing with the system, by the way. Hold on. I think I have to hold it like this. Okay, it is slowly. It's going to slowly iterate up. I'm not the greatest at getting my pulse on there. Oh yeah, I was offered a job today from the other day. I turned it down. I thought you were just doing it for fun, right? Still more stable than an RF system? Yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, you see the BPM. We're getting to a better place for this. So I think this is working now. Dang, we had it tuned so well before. On the other sensor. 60% turnover rate in the last 2 months. Oh, yes. Yeah, a 60% turnover rate is very, 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 very Monka-esque to me. Okay, there we go. Okay, so BPM's looking great again. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get this guy disconnected and reconnected back up with our primary system. We don't need this code right now. Okay, so hopefully we've recovered from our oh-so-fun issue of having a bad component. It's always an important skill to be able to check and diagnose what your components may be or may does not be, especially when the company only has like 70 employees. Yeah, big true. Big true. And yeah, radio frequency projects are very hard to get working in the first place. Okay. So code's uploading. There we go. Sounds like a car starting. Okay. Let's bring this guy back onto the machine. Why are you going so slow? Hold on. There we go. Okay. Now that it's reading our heart rate, let's put you over there. Please? Pump? Hello? Little guy? I believe in you. Aha! What's our current heart rate? 88? It's still struggling, though. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How close is that? If you guys see the red light should be roughly in line with our heart rate. I think those are roughly in line. I think they're in line. Are they not? Okay, I think we're good. It's just not pulling enough. Why aren't you pulling? Come on. I have no idea why it's struggling so much, but it is struggling. Okay. Yeah, that is pretty close to our heart rate, though, right? It's just not sending enough over. Looks good. Yeah, it's just not sending enough. Well, it's sending a very tiny amount over, but it's not sending enough. We need more blood. I got my marble drop. Your marble drop? Very carefully, very carefully. So easier to talk. I don't know what that means, but okay. Is the intake fully submerged? Yes, it is. Hold on. I'm just transferring the water back over to the reservoir. Marble skin on stream. Marble on skin stream. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we're... Whoa. Whoa. What? What do you mean? Why did Coates... You were working. You were working. Hello? Hello? Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay. You guys are unable to see. Come on. Pump. No. Why'd you stop? Oh my gosh. This is difficult. That's not what a heart's supposed to do. Okay, power cycle. Isn't the heartbeat supposed... Yeah, the heartbeat is supposed to stop. You would think that. It's reading a heartbeat. Like, right now, we don't have a heartbeat attached. If we attach the heartbeat, it makes sense. Maybe pump for 1.5 seconds to get the system. Well, right now, it's just not. It's just not filled. Again, that's close to aligned. It's just not good. You know? I'm just not happy with it. Or make it all vertical. So if you made it all vertical, it would not have the strength to pump it up. But yeah, so you see our little heart right there. Hold on. Let's submerge it fully and see what happens. Oh, wait. Well, there we go. I mean, that's close, right? It's just not... It's just not... Okay, you're coming a little close, buddy. Okay. But, yeah, it's pretty close to your heart rate. Guys, what do you think? What do you think? But... Hello? Oh, I just had a heart attack, apparently. I think... Yeah, it's a success. It's just... You know... It's just not, like, a raving success. Oh no, the streamer. Yeah, exactly. Was it a infinity loop? Or... Please wait. It just isn't... It's just not accurate. Oh. I'm just not sure if it's... I mean, we aren't surviving with this heartbeat, but it looks alright. Well, yeah, it's not strong enough. Well... I don't know. It's strong enough. Hold on, I need to make sure it doesn't escape. But it seems strong enough. Hold on. Ah! Yeah, I think we have some edge case that's happening. What's the liquid made out of? Water and dye. I think this... So you do not have to use a loop for that? Yes, but no. Yes, it does, but no. I don't know why we're having the little issue, but hold on. I want to see... One more time. One more time. I want to see it. I want to see it work one more time. Come on. If it works one more time, I'm good. If I can just get it one more time. We can just get it one more time. I'll be happy. I'll be happy, happy, happy. Okay. Plug this guy in. Oh, thank you, Cox. Plug this guy in. Heartbeat sensor mounted. It's just... Ah! Darn it. Well... That's what... Thank you so much, Cogs. Darn. We have a slight spill. Just the slightest of spills on the electronics. Thank you, Cogs. Oh, that was very much appreciated. And I very much appreciate it. Let's be who didn't see a water spool coming? Yeah, like, that's fair. But yeah, well, I think we did get the heart working. Not as well as I would have liked it working. Honestly. Hold on. One more try. One more try. Come on, come on. Come on, little guy. I believe in you. I believe in you. Come on. No heartbeat. Oh my gosh. Spark Maker. Didn't realize because I wasn't looking at the screen. But yes, thank you so much, Cogs, for the gifted subs. I really, really appreciate it. Again, it's never necessary, but it's always appreciated. Nodders. Yeah, it's possible we shorted our stuff. Oh, no, we're good. Okay, very quickly, observe. We have a heart rate. Chat, we have heart. Top left, compare. Look at it, ooh and ah, ooh and ah. And it died. It probably shorted. But yes, it does work. We can call this a success. We can call this a success. I think this is fine. So yes, we did make a artificial heart based on something. My own heart rate and other things. We had several medical emergencies, but we are engineers, not doctors, so we turned it off and on again. Exactly. Exactly. I think we are officially at a good place with this experiment. So I think it is safe to call it a success. What I am going to do is I am going to find someone for us to raid into. Oh, Shumimi's streaming. We'll raid into Shumimi. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being around today. Pog, we need to wait. Raid message. I don't know. We made an artificial heart. Someone make a raid message. Hurry. Creator dashboard. Let's see. No matter if we see it or not. Yeah, that's true. But yes. Yeah, just say something about making a heart. That's good enough. So, yes, we are going to raid into Shamimi. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I had a great time streaming today. It was just like generally a fun stream and good vibes. I hope to see you guys next time on the Flippity Flip. But if I don't see you around, have a good evening, afternoon, and night. So anyways, see ya.